What's up, my XRP brothers from another mother and my cute XRP sisters? This is Rob with the Rob007 channel, coming to you from a wet and soggy Venice Island, not down at the beach, not 5 out of 5, and having to reshoot yesterday's episode. I had some audio issues because I didn't have the normal mount that I use. I picked up another one, so I'm just reshoot the entire episode with 1 or 2 extra nuggets to go along the way. So apologies for that. About 1,500 views when I was finally alerted by Brewmaster Brent. Thanks so much, Brent, for bringing that to my attention. So I turned it into a private video. We're going to reshoot today, and hopefully you will not hear the sound of the air conditioning. Title of this episode is The Top 7 Short-Term Catalysts to Send the Price of Your XRP to the Moon, a $100 XRP, and time to buy a bigger boat. And thank you as always. We are at 3,589 subscribers. That's kind of a fun number if you ask me, but indeed, if you are new to this channel, if you would, hit the subscribe button too. Subscribe, the bell for notifications, that like button, tap it, slap it, whatever you are feeling for what is today? Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. And if you do Twitter, follow me at RobXRP007 on Twitter. I love my XRP Twitter family. And disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. This channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only. And don't forget about the fine folks at Caleb and Brown. I hope I can get the link in the description. They are my favorite. And also some of the other ones. Kraken, open up an exchange with them to get 50 bucks. I think there are a few of those left. I love I Trust Capital. Also, just for a custody solution, they actually have great custody. You get $100 signing bonus with them. I'll have that link in there, cross knock on wood. And last but not least, my favorite, if you want an ROI on your XRP, OMG, could not be happier about that. Email me your name and number and a good time to call you. I will definitely get the email in there. Probably that Kraken and I Trust. I think I can get all 3 of those in today. So I'm just going to kind of find them because all my other videos, they're all gone from the old channel. In the comments, Juliaz kind of says, while retail may not drive price, institutional adoption, liquidity demand, and real world use case will. Well said, Juliaz. And also in the comments, Laura says, I've been a sub since the beginning of your channel. Thank you so much. She said, we met at Vegas. You're a pro. Enjoy the episode, speaking off the cuff without the cards. Thank you so much. She says, the flow of the conversation was just great. Please do more interviews. You do them well. Yes, it's a lot of fun. I got to do a couple of interviews out in Vegas, and I've done 1 or 2 on this channel as well. And thank you for your generous, kind words. And also, we want to take a sponsorship break. This episode sponsored by Don't Quit Energy Drink. You gotta love it. I found this in the store and I just picked it up. It just made me think about holding XRP for 5 years. So I bought it. It's going right next to my laptop. So any days you have bad days, you can keep this, buy one like that. Actually works pretty well. Give it a try. I think I have $1.29 invested in that message. Currently we have Bitcoin about 109 on the 24 hours. XRP is at 293, somewhere around there. It went as low as like 283. It was another rough day in the markets. We had a couple of them back to back. It's funny, I bought this can about 4 days ago or 5 days ago going, man, the market's ugly. It's still ugly, so it's more relevant than ever. August 25th came and went, and yes, we had the Gemini XRP MasterCard did come out. I was so excited about that. I had in my video, they're offering 4% cash back on your buys. I started to do the calculation with how much my monthly budget is for college and so forth, and I'm like, dang, I can get like 6,000 XRP by the end of this year just on what I'm having to spend. But nope, not so fast. If you look at the details, you get 1% back when you put gas in your car. I'm sorry, take that back. You get 4% back when you put gas in your car. You get 3% back if you go dining. Everything else is just 1%. It's still free money, but it's just to let you guys know an update. First, I was biting at the bid at 4% on that. But so we'll see. There'll be a lot of other options. 2 things. One is that, yes, that utility event that I'm hoping for by an entity, we got about 5 days left for that to happen. So exciting because Monday is the first of the month. Will we see something happen? Kind of neat because up on Twitter, you're getting a number of cryptic tweets and other people kind of talking about there's something in the air, that something's still going to happen. We do know that Trump's speaking today. Actually, something's coming out today with Trump. And then also look on Friday, he's actually speaking at the Oval Office. Let's look to see if we get anything exciting out of either one of those, but still not expecting it. But wouldn't it be great if we have this event happens? Once it does, I will probably be able to share what it was. Only a few days left. And again, if it kind of bleeds over into October and happens, I'm sorry, it bleeds into September and happens in September, I'll still 100% take it. This, for the quote of the day, from none other than Uphold. This is quite interesting too, because I got to add two of them with this, because you always get some people on both sides of the coin. We're going to crash or we're going to moon. Uphold says, September pain. You don't got to like, I can't like the sound of that. October gain. Yeah, that's great. November insane. That's called the banana zone. I like this one. Keep this up here. But when he goes on to September pain, there's also another one that's been retweeted today. And I didn't even want to have it, because I said, I've been saying the same for 5 years now. May September shine like like gold in December. And so will we see something? So there's the other side of the spectrum. September pain, or may it shine like gold, like December gold. We'll see what happens. I like the latter. How about you? And you know, this is a little perspective. You know what the price of XRP 1 year ago was? Can you say 60 cents? My, how times have changed. So yes, that was from All In Crypto. He's been really nailing it, having some great episodes. And I tell you one who I like following on a fellow YouTuber is Paul Barron. I think he's just gone banana zone bonkers for XRP. He's doing so much content. All great work, by the way. This is also new, ad that came out after my episode that I put out yesterday, and this is some of the new stuff. Ripple, and there's rumors that it may partner with a Swiss bank for integration of, let's just say, like CBDCs. So anyway, so look for that to happen. That's kind of exciting. I actually expect it to happen. You know why? Mr. Poole has a cryptic tweet that actually has the Swiss flag. He's really has a pretty good batting average. And then another one that kind of goes along with that, if I can remember. Nope, maybe I'll think about it before this episode's out. Coin Bureau via the Todd report. Shout out to you, Todd. This gets me so fired up. I'd like to spend some more time on this, so maybe we'll dig down into it. But a Chinese fintech putting their platform on the XRP ledger and moving over, get this, wait for it, trillions, not billions, not 100 million, trillions. You can start to see the tsunami storm that's about to line up when I talk about financial titans at the gate. OMG. And yeah, this was like from the other day, from 2 days ago, the video, worth repeating, and talking about my mindset. You know, it's not if, but when institutions are going to use XRP for wholesale payments, for large wholesale payments. So that's my mindset every day when I wake up. And again, the flip could happen in Q4. It could happen in Q26. We'll see. I think both. It will definitely, not financial advice, that it will happen no later than the end of 2026. But I think we'll see something happen this year. A lot of things kind of lining up. We'll talk about that in the future. Yeah, and this was from that three-way interview on YouTube the other day. So worth repeating. It says, talking about how Ripple, how brilliant they are. They're utilizing their stablecoin to increase usage. They says pretty brilliant. Huge 21st century exchange offering IPO services to the likes of banks and institutions. It's just unbelievable. And the best part about it is the second quote of the day, and this one still goes up there. And it's like the 5D chess they're playing. In simpler terms, Ripple skating to where the puck's going to be with institutions and governments side of crypto. All right, so, and then this goes on to tout stablecoin, bank license, and Hidden Road prime brokerage acquisition. We got so many to be excited about. We got BNY Mellon, and they're actually being able to custody RLUSD, Medico, so many of them. And yes, Hidden Road, absolutely massive. I think about Hidden Road, by the way, is everybody knows they did $3 trillion last year, and then maybe they're doing $5 trillion this year. I think when they turn the spigot on, they may kind of do with just like this kind of test, and then maybe what they're doing on a regular basis. But I think they'll be able to level up and provide the liquidity for someone that steps in, like a Citadel per Allen with Staple Crew. Liquidity in crypto markets, equity IPOs, going to fuel a move higher, and that's what's coming for your XRP. And again, breakout to the upside is going to be pretty extraordinary. Are you ready for extraordinary? Tell me who's not after 5 years, but it's already good, I tell you. U.S. digital asset bond. This is per Brad Kime. Shout out to you, Brad. This is like one I don't really pay much attention to. He does. I think it would bring massive volume to the XRP ledger. That is U.S. digital asset bond issuance. will begin. He's not sure. What would that do for the price of XRP? Comment down below if you want to chime in on that, or chime over on my Twitter account if anybody wants to kind of crunch numbers on what we're looking at. But that's also exciting stuff. Also updated by Brad Kimes yesterday, talking about the Clarity Act. The Senator Loomis is saying, hey, they're on track to be able to attack it, call it mid-October. And Brad says, hopefully no later than Thanksgiving, we have that signed into law. And that was going to be a game changer. And again, don't forget about Ripple getting that IPO license by the end of this month. Baba Cugs says, doesn't matter when case ends. I'll repeat this again. XRP moons 9/22. So just another date to play around with. So until we get there, it gives us a little something to look forward to. So, and the other thing, which I'm super bullish on, and we're only about 3 weeks away, because that's when, you know, we start to see the M2 money supply just go nutso, is the September 17th rate cuts. That will bring a risk on asset bullishness. That stuff will rotate out of traditional finance into more risk asset base like crypto and your XRP. And for a little TA down by the beach, it's kind of simple. Just hold 285. So far, we're doing it. Knock on wood. And also breaking, Canary Capital, we know this from yesterday. Y'all know about it now. Files for a U.S. token ETF. Spot ETF. But here's kind of the fun part. I don't think anybody mentioned about it. So you know there'll be somewhere between 3 and 5, maybe a little bit more of U.S. tokens that are here in the United States. But it makes me wonder how much is going to be heavy-weighted XRP. When you look at some of the other ones they did, like Grayscale, when they did their bag of Bitcoin and some other ones, you know how much they allocated to XRP? Try 2%, which doesn't really move the needle. Seeing how XRP and Ripple is the largest one by market cap, could we see some heavy weightedness anywhere from 20-25%, maybe even more? I think that is potential that could happen, and that could be a serious contender. Good news, worth sharing with you guys again, because we've been in red so long. For that little TA down by the beach, there was a moon phase that happened over the weekend. Fascinating moon. It's one of these like darkest of dark skies, and I actually put a little ring, like the movie The Ring, and a couple people chimed in on that in the most funny way. But the one that's worth notable, we're not that far from September 7th. When is that? That is the full moon. So we usually go from the new moon to the full moon. We will pump. Will we see $7 by then? That, if I saw $7, that's some champagne popping right there. Would you guys open champagne if it hit $7? Also, Binance Coin, just the other thing that's happened, I'll talk about all these players. Binance Coin, think about that and what Ripple is doing with RLUSD as a providing, being able to lend in a, what do you call it, a line of credit for IPOs, like the one that came out with Gemini. And just realizing that the market in traditional finance absolutely dwarfs the one here in crypto. And I think that Binance got all the way up to $880 just in our little crypto pond. What can XRP do if it does that? And again, I kind of had a little fun. I'll mention it again. I do have a fun bet with my executive producer that XRP hits $100 by the end of this year. And actually, I'm going to up the ante and stick my neck out on a limb and saying, I actually think we'll hit 200. I think we'll get 100 out of the ETFs once they really start working on that supply shock. And I think we'll just call it, just a round number, $100 that we'll get out of this, a line of credit happening around the world with so many of them that we could get to that 100. Yes, we'll see if it comes true. Last, so much more money in IPO than CPO, than ICOs. For a couple little telltale teasers, this is from Shibo up on X. Just got off a call with my Washington insiders. Says, when futures start to trade tonight, watch crypto. Well, that was last night, so we didn't have anything, but we went red. So that was a nothing burger. But this one from Jeb up on X, it says, this happened on August 4th, and this is my best for last. As we wind out of here, he says 3 days from now, then 4, nothing will be the same. That is interesting. Will nothing be the same? I'm going to call that, whether it's tomorrow or Thursday, somewhere this week. Will we see something that just changes everything? You know, expect the unexpected, which I said all along. So we'll see. I still think that we're in for some more fireworks for this month out. There's just too much fun, like with those 1,700 NDAs. That's a lot of NDAs, so they are going to start to pop off. But here's my top 7 list of the catalysts that will push XRP to the banana zone in the short term. Number one, infrastructure bill being passed. Yes, that's imminent in October. Number two, rate cuts in September 17th. That's number two. Number three, spot ETFs. We're going to put that right in that October 18th date, give or take, for those to be approval. Number four, add in a BlackRock spot ETF. They're not going to come along and be sit on the sidelines. They will be in for the ride. They'll probably get the first spot in the first draft picked. Number five, Ripple banking license. That should happen at the end of October. And I cannot begin to tell you how epic that's going to be. And like a shock heard around the world. The banks are going to be stunned. And wait till they get the Fed master account on top of it. They will just jump the shark over so many other people. Could they be the next Federal Reserve? Comment down below if you want to chime in on that. Number six, the IPO real USD line of credit, which I just spoke about. That's happening now, not in the future. And number seven, those beautiful 1,700 NDAs. Add them all up together, and what do you get? You know the answer. A bigger boat. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.